Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. How are you doing? I'm going to have to go on YouTube to see. Let me see live. Why doesn't it show up? To see if you all can see me. So let me just go to my channel, your channel, and let me see if you all can hear me because I've got new iPods. So let me just go to my channel, your channel. Okay. And let me see if you all can hear me because I've got new iPods. Okay, so you guys can hear me well. Hello, everyone. Hi, Sabrina. Hello, sweetie. How are you? Let me put my iPods up because these babies are brand new and nothing. So touch that new iPods. How are you doing? And it's the weekend, guys. So what's everyone's plans for the weekend? Who's doing what, where, and why? And if it's nothing, that's still a plan, right? Nothing is still a plan. If you're going to sit around and luxuriate, do that, right? Nothing is still a good thing. Hi, Lisa D. So with all that being said, what are your plans for today? All right. I'm great. I hope all is well with you. It is. Thank you, Lisa, for saying that. I'm doing well. Oh, actually, no, I'm not doing well. I sprained my ankle. Not my ankle, my knee. So I have a little limp going on right now. I feel like there's a lack of circulation in my feet. Whatever. I am having some issues with my body. It feels like a lack of circulation. It also feels like it's numb, but I can feel my ankle, so it can't be too numb. I love date night. Sabrina says, I'm doing well. Good health to all, Tanisha. Good morning and many blessings to you, Nita. My husband and I are going on a date. Oh, have fun. What a gem. Good morning, Ayana, and good morning, Brina. Good morning, everyone. All right. I'm not sure how you all feel about conversations with God. Conversations with God. Or if you got anything out of the pages that I read. We are at page 13. So I feel like you guys listen intently, which I love, but don't be too afraid to be too interactive with me because you guys don't know it, but I actually get very, very nervous when I'm doing something new. So every book is an opportunity for me to exercise nerves that you all don't think I have. Like, I'm not like you, Tracy. I can't be strong like you. Oh, Tracy gets a little unnerved. All right. Let me also tell you, I've got a new perfume here. It's called Wild Poppy. Wild Poppy. And it smells, I was like shocked at how good it smells. I'm just going to spritz myself right now. It smells like I'm in like in Bloomingdale's. You know when you go to Bloomingdale's and it has that very specific smell, but it's all the perfumes mixed together, right? You can't name the smell. You just know that when you go into Bloomingdale's on the first floor, you know you're in Bloomingdale's. Has anybody ever had that experience? I'm from New York. So Bloomingdale's is a whole thing with New Yorkers, right? Um, so that's what it smells like to me. So it took me really, really back in my, my youth, my days of youth. Hmm. Nita, I'll take it. Sending you lots of TLC, Miss Tracy. Take care of yourself. That is so sweet of you. Thank you. I think I'm always surprised when people care about me. Seriously, I think I'm always surprised by that. But I deserve love. I deserve love. Right? Yes. Oh my God. Let me see something. I updated my iPad. I'm not a fan of the updates. Does anybody ever get like that? Like you update your iPad and it's like, ah, I liked it the way it was. All right. We are on page 13. All right. Whew. Let me breathe. Let me gather myself real quick. When you say a prayer, when you say that a prayer is a statement of what is so, are you saying that God does nothing? That everything which happens after a prayer is a result of the prayer's action? This is the author. God says, if you believe that God is some omnipotent being who hears all prayers, then yes, to some, no to others, and maybe, but not now to the rest. You are mistaken. But what rule of thumb would God decide? If you believe that God is the creator and a decipher of all things in your life, you are mistaken. God is an observer, not the creator. And God stands ready to assist you in living your life, but not in a way that you think, not in a way you might expect. It is not God's function to create or uncreate the circumstances or conditions of your life. God created you in the image and likeness of God. You have created the rest. Through the power God has given you, God created the process of life and life itself as you know it. Yet God gave you free choice to do with life as you will. Did that make sense for everyone for the first time? Did everyone understand this for the first time? In this sense, your will for you is God's will. Did that make sense for the first time? It did, right? Let me go over that one more time, okay, guys? God is the observer, not the creator, and God stands ready to assist you in living your life, but not in the way you might expect. It's not God's function to create or uncreate the circumstances or conditions of your life. God created you in the image and likeness of God. You have created the rest through the power God has given you. God created the power of life and life itself as you know it. Yet God gave you free choice to do with life as you will. In this sense, your will for you is God's will for you. You have created the rest. God created you. You have created the rest through the power God has given you. God created the process of life and life itself as you know it. Yet God gave you free choice to do with life as you will. That's pretty interesting, huh, guys? That if life is in our own hands, we have the power to be amazing. And because our life is in our own hands and we have the power to be amazing, what we do with our own sense of power is God's will for us. You are living your life the way you are living your life, and I have no preference in that matter. Wow. So I'm wondering, is that like, if I choose to be miserable, that is my choice? Even if I say out loud, I don't want to be miserable, because I get that a lot in my readings. I'm so miserable and I'm tired of being this way. So that tells me you have the power to change what you're tired of. Let me see what everybody is saying. I like that. I often think of everything happening outside my own power. Brina, light bulb moment here. I mean, sometimes it's not in my power. True. But I guess I do have control. Right. Right. I mean, sometimes, Brina, if you're going to school, right? And it's a system for 4 years, right? You don't have the power to change that particular system today. You're in college, right? You only have the power to exercise finishing. So you're right, some things are not in your power. But if you have one of those systems where, especially high schoolers, this happens a lot to high schoolers, where somebody says, oh, you can't go to a college. You're only qualified to go to a trade school. It's within your power to believe or not believe someone that says to you what you can and cannot do. And I like those people that say, excuse you? And then go on to finish their masters and their doctorates. Because what someone impressed upon you could be a way of taking away your power. And so you have to garner that power back up. Like the things we co-sign is our way of showing what we allow or want in our life. That's what I'm thinking. That's perfect thinking. That's perfect thinking, right? If you allow disrespect in your life, you agree that you should be disrespected. If you allow love in your life, that's because you're telling the world, this is what I like, and this is what I want, and this is what I deserve. I deserve love and respect. But if we continue to allow people to treat us any old way, there's something in us that agrees with that person. Good point, Brina and Tunisia. Thank you so much for participating. Going back to the book. In this sense, your will for you is God's will for you. You are living the life the way you are living your life. I have no preference in this matter. This is the grand illusion in which you have engaged. That God cares one way or the other what you do. I do not care what you do. And that is hard for you to hear. Oh, wow. Guys, listen up. Listen up. I do not care what you do. And that is hard for you to hear. Yet, do you care what your children do when you send them out to play? Listen up, guys. It's going to make sense in a minute. Is it a matter of consequence to you whether they play tag or hide and seek or pretend? No, it is not. Because you know they are perfectly safe. You have placed them in an environment which you consider friendly and very okay. Of course, you will always hope that they do not hurt themselves, of course. And if they do, you will be right there to help them heal, allow them to feel safe again, to be happy again, to go and play again another day. But whether they choose hide and seek or pretend will not matter to you the next day either. Wow. Wow. Powerful. You will tell them, of course, which games are dangerous to play. Those are the warning signs we get from God, right? But you cannot stop your children from doing dangerous things. Come on now, think back on your childhood. Me and my dumbass neighborhood friends used to play in sand dunes. Sand dunes. Come on now. Any one of us could have slipped down in a sand dune. But you cannot stop your children from doing dangerous things, not always, not forever. Not in every moment from now until death. It is the wise parent who knows this. Yet, the parent never stops caring about the outcome. It is this dichotomy that caring deeply about the process, but caring deeply about the result that comes close to describing the dichotomy of God. Yet God, in a sense, does not even care about the outcome, not the ultimate outcome. This is because the ultimate outcome is assured. And this is the second great illusion of man, that the outcome of life is in doubt. Indeed, indeed. This is good. I'm taking notes. Girl, I'm taking notes. I'm reading and taking notes. And this is the second great illusion of man, that the outcome of life is in doubt. It is this doubt about ultimate outcome that has created your greatest enemy, which is fear. Now, I'm going to stop for a moment, guys. I'll just mark the page here. Who has been crippled by fear? Who? I mean, I started out today's programming telling you that sometimes I feel inadequate. So I wasn't sure how last week went, and I pray that it goes better today. But I start these kind of like sessions in some form of fear. I do it anyways, but I have concerns. Am I the one to tell this story, to teach, to influence? Am I capable? Will I be heard? Am I influential enough? Continue peace and blessings, everyone. Fear has become my friend. I think you need to beat the shit out of fear, sweet calm out, and get fear away from you. I think you have to call fear a very ugly name. And I think you have to allow fear not in your stratosphere anymore. I think that when you say fear has become my friend, then you are fear. And if you're operating under fear, you will speak fear into others. Oh, don't do that. Oh, don't climb that. Oh, don't take that class. Oh, don't try that. Just do what you're doing. It's not worth it. Don't you know people? I'm not saying this is you, sweet, to come out, but don't you know people that, especially in relationships, this is where I see it so much in the friend relationships, where people are like, girl, you might as well stay with that man because ain't nothing better out here. Come on. Somebody said that to you. I already know it. He may yell at you and disrespect you, but at least he's not hitting you. You might as well just stay with him. If a man ain't hitting you, you got a good man. Come on now. I know these things have already been said. Why are you leaving a good job like this? Nobody bothers you and you get to come to work. You might as well learn to be unhappy and get paid. Come on, everyone. Who am I talking to? I have been, but my perspective have changed with what you just read. Blessings. Whew. Breathe, Tanisha, breathe. Sweets, calm out, breathe. And breathe out fear. It is no longer in your soul. I will not accept fear in my life. I will not accept fear in my life. I will not accept fear in my life. Breathe. Push out. Breathe again. Push out. One more time. Get those lungs filled up. Breathe. Push out. Repeat after me. I will not accept fear in my life. I will not accept fear in my life. I will not accept fear in my life. Everybody's good? Are you good, guys? Thank you, Zapt. You know, for me, fear, anxiety, and depression have become more comfortable than being happy and content. Those are the things we're trying to change in the metaphysical world. God is saying, I have perfect efficiency of your needs in every journey of protection, providing, and love. Basically, He got us, yes. Fear of being called a witch. You're a witch, sweet Carmel. You're a witch. You're a witch. Fear of being called wicked. Well, and evil by my church-bound blood family members, especially my dad. You know, I have a theory on your metaphysical side and your human side, right? And this is from experience. That's one thing I love about experience. Experience really can teach. So, my theory is don't announce it. Don't announce anything. Chances are, especially you, Sweets Carmel, if you're opening a YouTube channel, church people are not going to be there. They're not going to find you because they're going to be looking at gospel songs, and the two shall never meet, right? We're back to you decide what your life is, right? But the two shall never meet. I'm all metaphysical. I don't come up with no church songs, church people stuff, right? Chances are your dad ain't watching YouTube. So what you need to consider is that you have more freedom than you realize because nobody's looking on the purple brick road. They're all on the yellow brick road where they lie and cheat and coerce each other and bound each other with their words and their church influences and don't give you the freedom to move outside the box. They're all getting along on a yellow brick road. Remember when Dorothy came along and Dorothy was like, what the hell are you people doing here? What's happening? Who fucking lies all day? Right? And she's like, come with me. Come with me. Because I got to go home. So if I go home, maybe you can get a heart and stop being nasty. Maybe you can stop lying. And maybe you, the scarecrow, maybe you can stop being fearful and get courage. Yellow Brick Road is really one of the best metaphysical stories you could ever invest in. And then remember, all the while, Dorothy had to go on this road alone. She could take Annie Ann. Do you understand? She had to walk it alone. And every time she walked it, she found familiar energy. So what she was saying was that Annie Ann may not have been the nicest person. The uncle was a coward. Another one didn't have a heart. Remember, she said you were all there. But I came back to change all of you because I now know I can walk this alone. But I had to figure out that I had to walk it. She could have stayed with the little munchkins and the good witch, right? With their funny little voices. She could have stayed there. It was very pretty there. But she had to do the walk alone to get back. But what was she getting back to? She had to walk alone to find herself, to get back and be herself. And I'm pretty sure, because I've been there, it's uncomfortable, you're unsure, you're afraid of falling, afraid of being called a witch or wicked or evil. Sticks and stones may break your bones, but names can only make you. Names can make you a better person. I promise you. You know how many people want to call me out my face? Like, seriously. And I was never anything anyone described, ever. Right? Most women are afraid to have me around their men. Why? I'm a girl's girl. I have never done anything bad with anyone's boyfriend or married man in my life. Ever. And yet, I'll get called names. Because once they start talking, the group, they become in agreement. And what I had to begin to realize, it was never about me. It was about their relationships with each other. But they weren't going to make me into something that felt comfortable for them. Nobody's going to make me into a whore. You can call me what you want. You can't make me into that. So no one's going to make you into a witch. No one's going to make you be wicked or evil. They can call you what you want, what they want. But you are in the likeness of God. So if church people are of God, so are you. Nita, I will not accept fear in my life. Yes. Yes. Oh, you're welcome. I will not accept fear in my life. Tanisha. Oh. That's funny. At Sweets Caramel, I just said I am a green herbal witch. Wow. Wow, I missed that whole message in that movie. Now you're going to look at the movie with fresh eyes. Yes, fresh eyes. There's only 2 movies I love in the whole entire world. That brings me to tears, Sweet Caramel. And they're 2 very metaphysical movies. The Wizard of Oz and any version beyond that, right? I love the live version. That's has become my favorite. And then you have the Janet and Michael Jackson version, and the original version. I love all versions, but my two favorite are the live version, that was on NBC, and the black and white version, and then the Michael Jackson version. And I don't know if there's anything in between, right? That's a huge metaphysical. That's where I got the purple brick road from. Because I don't want to live. I don't want to be around people on a yellow brick road, right? And my other one, which is my absolute favorite, is It's a Wonderful Life. It's a metaphysical movie about sticking together and not faltering and not giving up when Big Brother comes along and convinces you should go against your brother or your people, and stick together, and we can all do this together, right? We can help out one another. Did you just watch The Wiz the other day? The Wiz is the Michael Jackson version, right? Let me see what everybody is saying. Okay. I missed that whole message. I love that. Right? They were projecting. Right. I just found a deck of tarot cards called the Herbalist Tarot. I almost cried when I opened and looked through them. I think I have that deck. Let me see. Stay right. Let me see. I think I just looked at the deck yesterday. Ooh. Sorry guys, I have to be careful walking. I feel like I'm losing circulation, which is weird. Yeah, I have it. Aw, you're gonna love this deck. This is a great deck. You just take a picture and put it in the group. You're gonna love this deck. Okay. Oh, you're gonna love this deck. Let me just take a picture, put it in a group. I used it once, like a year ago, once or twice, on dashikis and bonnets. What am I doing here? Why is this happening? iPad 3. Okay, hold on, guys. There you go. Okay, hold on, guys. Is that it, Tanisha? Is that it? I just found a deck of tarot cards called the Herbalist. Oh, this is called the Herb Crafters Tarot. Okay, okay. I don't think it's the same thing. All right. Oh, that is it. Okay. Okay, good, good, good. Herb Crafters Tarot. That deck made me think of Ori. It could. This deck could make you think of Ori Naturals. Absolutely. Absolutely. This is an amazing deck, by the way, and I appreciate you bringing it up today. Ooh, I just pulled one that said cannabis. Oh, by the way, cannabis just, under justice, cannabis just went legal in Virgin Islands. Just went legal. All right, I'm over it. Let me see what everybody else is saying. Oh, just watched The Wiz the other day. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. All right, let's continue on. Continue on. Okay. Let me see where I left off, guys, okay? Oh, I did mark it. In it is this doubt about ultimate outcome that has created your greatest enemy, which is fear. For if you doubt, outcome, then you must doubt Creator. You must doubt God. And if you doubt God, you must live in fear and guilt all your life. I don't know. I'm not interested in living in fear and guilt all my life. Nope. Hold on a second. I need to close this door. I really do love the Caribbean, and there's something very comforting when they are cleaning the grass and the lawn. I don't know why I love that for some reason. Okay, where am I? Yet God has full power to match your intentions with results. Who believes that? Who gets that? God has full power to match intentions with results. You cannot and will not believe in this, even though you claim that God is all powerful. And so you have to create in your imagination a power equal to God in order that you may find a way for God's will to be thwarted. And so you have created in your mythology the being you call devil. You have even imagined a God at war with this being, thinking that God solves problems the way you do. Finally, you have actually imagined that God could lose this war. Oh, wow. That is not my intention. My intention is not to live my life thinking that God is in a battle with the devil. Because if God is in battle with the devil, then I'm in battle with the devil. And if I believe that I can't win against evil, then I'm saying to God, you can't win either. And therefore, I no longer trust you. Wow. You cannot and will not believe in this. Even though you claim that God is all powerful, and so you have to create in your imagination a power equal to God in order that you may find a way for God's will to be thwarted. And so you have created in your mythology the being you call devil. You have even imagined a God at war with this being, thinking that God solves problems the way you do. Finally, you have actually imagined that God could lose this war. All this violates everything you say you know about God. But this doesn't matter. You live your illusion and thus feel your fear, and all out of your decision to doubt God. Does that make sense now, sweet Carmel? That living in fear with someone calling you wicked, witch, evil, that you doubt the very thing that God has given inside of you to produce out into the world, that what you're really saying is that I don't believe in you, God, because I trust the very people that think they know you better. Those church people are the devil, period. Whew. All right, everybody, let's just breathe again. Just breathe. Breathe out. Breathe again. Breathe out. Breathe again. Breathe out. There's a lot being taken in today. Let's continue. But what if you made a new decision? What then would be the result? Let's sit on that for a minute. But what if you made a new decision? What then would be the result? First of all, the result is unknown. Any new decision you make doesn't give you an insight into the future. That's why people call me, right? Tracey, I'm starting a job on Monday. How's the job going to be? I can help you with that, but it's definitely going to be up to you to actualize what that experience is really going to look like for you, right? But if you made a new decision, what then would be the result? I can tell you right now, I can only speak in the metaphysical world. If you make a decision to do something in the metaphysical world, what would the result be? Because metaphysical people are very giving people. And part of giving is allowing yourself to be heard. What if you helped someone? What if your fear is stopping you from reaching out to one person? Notice I didn't say the masses. I said one person. If you change the life of one person, that one person can change the world. And that is what you contributed to. And that is something God does not have to tell you that you did great. Show them your magic. You are magically designed for the miracles you are about to encounter and create. Just breathe. Breathe again. And stay focused. Everyone here needs to figure out how they can allow themselves to be more influential in the metaphysical world. And I'm telling you, it's not about opening up a YouTube channel, right? It could be about who you're meeting in the supermarket, at the hair salon, in book club. Okay? Let's continue. All right. Uh-oh, I didn't mark my spot. But what if you made a new decision? What then would be the result? I tell you this. You would live as the Buddha did, as Jesus did, as did every saint you have ever idolized. Yet, as with most of those saints, people would not understand you. And when you try to explain your sense of peace, your joy in life, this is so true, your inner ecstasy, they would listen to your words but not hear them. They would try to repeat your words but would add to them. They would wonder how you could have what they cannot find. Then they will grow jealous. And soon jealousy would turn to rage. And in their anger, they would try to convince you that it is you who do not understand God. Now, I go through this a lot. If you guys knew what I went through in the book club, in the start of the book club, that I never ever share with anyone except for those in a book club, but even a lot of people in a book club don't know whole stories from beginning to end. This is a common problem with humans, right? So let me read it again. I tell you this. What if you made a new decision? What then would be the results? Well, I'll tell you this. You would live as Buddha did, isolated, as Jesus did, isolated, as did every saint you have ever idolized. Now, I'm Catholic. Saints is what we do. They go through hell. They go through hell. They are annihilated, burned, demoralized. Ciao. Yet, as with most of these saints, people would not understand you. And when you try to explain your sense of peace, do you know what a sense of peace is like? When people try to make you feel inadequate, when people try to make you feel like you're beneath them, but they come to you. I'm talking about in book club. They come to you and try to make you feel inadequate. Your joy in life, only joy I get is reaching out to the masses. Because everything I have inside of me, I can't imagine it containing it inside my temple, containing it inside my home, right? Thinking I'm so much better than everybody else, but okay, right? When you try to explain your sense of peace, your joy in life, your inner ecstasy, like I have to tell you guys, I feel all of this right now, peace, joy in life, inner ecstasy. And I don't expect for anybody to get it. I don't expect anybody to get it because I don't know why I'm allowed to feel this way, except that I believe I've worked to get here. I've worked to understand what peace is like. I've worked to understand that when someone comes to aggravate you, they can't anymore because I've worked on peace. I've worked on my joys in life, right? I enjoy making candles. I enjoy making jewelry. I enjoy the tarot cards. I enjoy book club. I enjoy my video channels, right? The simple things for me. Your inner ecstasy. That's not anything I could describe to you. Like ecstasy, it's a feeling. I can't describe it to you. It feels happy to me. Ecstasy, right? But it's not roller coaster. Woohoo! It's not going to a club. It's not attending a wedding, right? It's none of those things. It's personal. But it's different for everyone what ecstasy feels like if you get there. I want you to get there. But do you get there easily? No. Like I tell you guys, the story of Tracey, you can't imagine the story of Tracey. You can't imagine the yellow brick road and how bad it was. How everyone tried to stop me. I didn't even know what they were stopping. I didn't know I was going to become a psychic. I didn't know I was going to try and help people change and teach how to be happy, how not to let evil win, how not to let church people attack you for their own benefit, how not to let your own friends and family members diminish your temple so that you don't have a soul to give to anyone. And praise God if they win. And you are the representative of their ugly that they have put inside of you. That's the story of Tracey. And Tracey is still living that. Except that today, I'm at peace. I'm at the joy of life. I'm at my inner ecstasy. Because they will listen to your words, but not hear them. Who's not listening to me right now in this feed? They will hear your words, but not hear them. They would try to repeat your words. I've had a lot of that too. But would add to them. They would wonder, how could you have what they cannot find? And then they would grow jealous. And soon, jealousy turns to rage. And in their anger, they would try to convince you that it is you who do not understand God. Woo. Breathe. I think I'm telling myself to breathe right now. Breathe. Let me just mark this off. Beautiful. Beautiful. And if they were unsuccessful at tearing you from your joy, they would seek to harm you. So enormous would be their rage. And when you told them it does not matter, that not even death cannot interrupt your joy, nor change your truth, they would surely kill you. Then when they saw the peace in which you accepted death, then they would call you a saint and love you again. For it is the nature of people to love, then destroy, then love again that which they value. Could we all not be that way? I can't imagine any of you are that way, by the way. I can't imagine that. But I think it's important to understand what that looks like, because you might have to speak this out into the world someday. For it is the nature of people to love, then destroy, then love again that which they value most. Can anybody give me a good example of that? Right? I mean, a big example of that is Jesus, right? They love Jesus. And then the very people that love Jesus, the very people turned on him. And after they turned on him, they were like, oh my God, Jesus was amazing. Why didn't we listen? Blah, 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 blah. That's a big scale. What about on a small scale? Where have you been loved, then destroyed, then loved again? Anybody? Anybody? I'm going to give you guys a minute to answer, because I'm going to, what am I going to do? Heat up my coffee. So I'm going to give you guys a minute to think about it. And don't be embarrassed. Let me hear what this may have looked like for you. Where have you seen, doesn't have to be you, where have you seen praise and love, then annihilation, and then praise and love again? Oh, let me put this back. Hold on. Where's my thing? All right, I'll leave it. Oh, here it is. Guys, I'm back. Am I back? Hold on. I'm almost back. Put my earpiece on. Hope you guys can hear me. Let me just make sure. Okay, can you guys hear me? Uh-oh. Oh, wait, maybe you can hear me, but my phone is hear me? Okay. Uh-oh. Wait, maybe you can hear me, but my phone. Sorry, guys. Let me just look at the comments again. Show your magic. Sweets come. Show your magic. You are magically designed for the miracles you're about to encounter and create. Yes. I guess I experienced it as abandonment with friends, except I was not welcoming a God when they came back. I guess I experienced it as abandonment with friends, yes, except I was not as welcoming a God when they came back. Okay. My kids praise one day, tear me down another, then praise me the next. These are my grown kids. Oh, that's only because they want something from you, sweet Carmel. Isn't that true? Don't they come back being nice when they want something from you? And then at periods when they don't want something from you, then they would tear you down? I'm thinking, I think sometimes the parent child relationship, okay, you both are bringing up very similar stuff because sometimes the expectation of a parent, such as how their child should be living their life, differs from what the child wants. Oh, very, very true. Very true. I think many of us parents see life going a certain way. And then when the child doesn't choose life a certain way, we feel like, what the hell are you doing? Oh, good, Tanisha, you can hear me. We can hear you. Okay. As God, I meant I wasn't forgiving. Oh, you weren't forgiving as God. But that brings me to another point. I did hear that, but I wasn't sure what that meant. But you still let the friends back in, though, Brina. So you had friends, they didn't, they abandoned you, and then they came back, right? But you weren't as forgiving as God, right? Is that what I'm hearing? That you let them back in, but you were distrustful, if I can add a word to that. And then what? Like, what does, like, are these friends around that you're not as forgiving as God? No one said God was forgiving. No one ever said that. Mm-mm. Again, that might be man's teaching. Nobody said God was forgiving. Mm-mm. Nope. Have you seen the flood waters, the fires? Nobody said God was forgiving. Mm-mm. At all. Not at all. Is that what you meant, Brina? I was just asking to see before I continue on. Because I know you're going to answer and then I'm going to be on to the next. After some time, I did forgive, but it did show me what category to place them in. Mm-hmm. Got it. Are you still friends with these people? Because one of my theories, this is off topic a little bit, same topic, but off topic. One of my theories is that if someone can screw you, they will screw you again. That's one of my theories. And I know this to be true because I've had many a client whose relationships where they were cheated on early on in the relationship, right? Even before marriage, right? And or in the early part of the relationship, right? And this the person vows never to do it again, blah 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 blah. And then 20 years later, it shows up again, right? So just be careful with people that you let back into your life who could treat you bad. I don't know what I'm a simp means. I hope that's not something that you're putting yourself down. I'm a simp. What is that? All right. Be careful of the names we call ourselves. I don't even know what that means, thank God. but I have a feeling it's like, I mean, you have to explain it. I don't want to add words to something that I don't know what it means. Yes, Miss Tracy, your theory has been proven over and over again, right? Over and over again, right? Yes, just sensitive and empathetic. All right. I wouldn't call you a simp then. But again, I still don't know what that means in terms of bringing friends back who hurt you once, right? So just remember, I'm just going to say that people who hurt you have it in them to do it again. All right. And if they came back, what do they want from you? Because they need something from you, always. All right. All right. Moving on. Hold on a second. Moving on. For it is the nature of people to love, then destroy, then love again that which they value the most. But why, says the author, why do we do that? All humans have actions. All human actions are motivated at their deepest level by one of two emotions. Only two words in the English, let me see, one or two emotions, fear of love and truth. There are only two emotions, only two words in the language of the soul. These are the opposite ends of the great polarity which I created when I produced the universe and your world as you know it today. There are 2 points, the alpha and the omega, which allow the system you call relativity to be. Without these 2 points, without these 2 ideas about things, no other idea could exist. Every human thought and every human action is based either in love or fear. There is no other human motivation, and all other ideas are but derivatives of the same two. These are simply different versions, different twists on the same theme. Let's go over that again. All human actions are motivated at their deepest level by two emotions, fear or love. In truth, there are only two emotions, only two words in the language of the soul. These are the opposite ends of the great polarity, which I created when I produced the universe and your world as you know it today. These 2 points, the alpha and the omega, which allow the system you call relativity to be. With these 2 points, with these two ideas about things, no other idea can exist. Every thought and every human action is based either in love or fear. There is no other human motivation, and all other ideas are but derivatives of these two. They are simply different versions, different twists of the same thing. Do you guys understand that? We operate under love or fear. I'd like for all of you to measure your actions from this point on, right? Measure how you treat others. Measure your motivations. Start looking at yourselves and start responding according to love or fear. It's going to make a big difference in your lives, right? Because we have to figure out how we are not operating well. None of us are operating well. None of us. But we have to start figuring it out to get to the place of joy, content, ecstasy, right? All right, let me try one more time. I'm going to read it one more time, everyone. Let me know what you're getting or not getting here. For it is the nature of people to love, then destroy, then love again, that which they value the most. Thank you, Nita. That is the key. But why? Why do we do that? Well, listen up. All human actions are motivated at their different deepest level by two emotions, and only two emotions: fear or love, right? Now, love can be described in so many ways, and fear can be described in so many ways. I would put jealousy in with fear, right? Jealousy is a very ugly word. I hated that word, jealousy. And love can be described, different adjectives, right? So you can call it what you want, but it comes down to two emotions, fear and love. In truth, there are only two emotions, only two words in the language of the soul, right? We didn't say the dictionary, of the soul. These are the opposite ends of the great polarity which I created when I produced the world as you know it today. These are 2 points, the alpha and the omega, which allow the system you call relativity to be. Without these 2 points, without these two ideas about things, no other idea could exist. Every human thought and every human action is based in love or fear, even in this group right now. There is no other human motivation, and all other ideas are but derivatives of these same two. They are simple, they are simply different versions, different twists on the same thing. Think on this deeply, and you will see that it is true. This is what I have called the sponsoring thought. Got a new phrase to learn today, guys. The sponsoring thought. It is either a thought of love or fear. This is the thought behind the thought, behind the thought. It is the first thought. It is prime force. It is the raw energy that drives the engine of the human experience. The sponsoring thought. It is either a thought of love or fear. This is the thought behind the thought behind the thought. It is the first thought. It is a prime force. It is the raw energy that drives the engine of the human experience. So that sponsoring thought, being the thought behind the thought behind the thought, reminds me of when someone smiles in your face, right? And then later stabs you in the back, right, Brina? And then you're shocked and you're like, what the hell? Well, what the hell is when they came to you as friends, they never had good intentions in the first place. It's just that at some point, it was important to reveal their disdain for you. So again, Brina, I'm going to tell you, if people come back, you have to measure. Are they coming back with love? Are they coming back with any variation of fear? Fear encompasses jealousy, evil. How could you be successful after we tried to leave you and you're still standing? Well, let me go back and see why. I'm going to go back and friend this person. I don't think anybody says it actually. I don't think people walk around saying, I'm going to go befriend her again. I'm going to figure out why she's standing. And the minute I get a chance, I'm going to annihilate her better than before. Now, because I do readings all day, right? People do this in relationships all the time. There's not a reading that I do that someone will not say to me, is he coming back? Not a reading. That is the question of the century. And you know how I answer people? Why'd you break up with him? Why'd you break up with him, sweetie? One of the hardest questions for somebody to answer, but I patiently wait. Because I want them to enact those feelings that made them get rid of someone, right? I do it on purpose. Because I'm not about to take your good money and read on whether or not somebody's coming back when I know that you are operating under fear, not love. And so out of fear, you're going to say, but I love him. That's why I wanted to come back. That's not what you're operating under. Because however somebody left you or you left them, that in that person cannot change for you. That person can change for someone else. But the experience that you two had that separated you two stays. The memory stays. The problem stays. It's masked, but it always shows up again. Always. Am I lying? Somebody help me. Maybe I'm lying. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. Yes, I do. But maybe maybe I'm wrong. Has anybody ever gone back to an ex and was like, what the hell? Did you ever question yourself when you went back to an ex? Praying and hoping that he changed? Do you understand that when I say, well, I went back and, he promised. Promise not to cheat anymore. Promise to answer his phone. And he might do it in the beginning, right? He might leave his phone out for you on the table when he goes to the bathroom to prove to you that he's a different person. But then over time, he doesn't do it anymore, right? And then you start to get suspicious because you start watching everything that brought back those feelings in the first place, right? And then you start operating under fear. And then you call me, right? And then you and I have a battle because you don't want to believe what I'm about to say to you. No, 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 Tracey. No, 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 no. And the more we talk and the more spirit lets you know what spirit knows, I'm only the mouthpiece, the more spirit never lies. And you, the client, have to concede to some facts that are starting to make you feel uncomfortable. Let me see what everybody's saying. No, you're right. I feel we don't realize why until we have healed and grown. Yes, Nita. It makes sense why there was a break. A break or an ending, right? Two people don't grow together at the same time. Ever. Ever. Everybody's on their own little journey. So two people are not growing together at the same time. If you broke up with someone, you broke up with them for a reason. I say to everyone, remember the reason. Stay focused. Okay? Please. Try not to invest in X energy for your own mental health. Is he coming back? No. No, he's not coming back. Can you go out and meet somebody new? Yeah, you could do that if you wanted to. That would be nice. Right? What stops you from meeting somebody new? Fear. You don't even believe in the love that you have to give somebody else. Well, I'm very reserved, Tracey, because it was hurt in the past. And how does that stop you from being the best loving person out there in the world? Because it's only by you being the best loving person that you will find a really good loving person. Not the fear of, oh, I've been so hurt, Tracey. Yeah, well, we've all been hurt. I still need you to be loving out there. But I need you to be loving for you. But if you're loving for you, a loving man will come. The objectivity is to make sure that you're not so loving, that you're gullible. But that's a whole nother lesson. Let me see what everybody is saying. I feel sometimes we get caught up in our heart rather than the truth and reality. I think that's a fairy tale you were told. I don't believe we get caught up in our heart. I think we get caught up in the ideology of what love looks like to you, to the point that many people cannot see that love is not coming back at them, because in their mind, this is love. It's easier to do. Acceptance is a hell of a pill to swallow in all aspects. Yeah. But Nita, at least you're producing words to try and overcome some things that you personally might be going through. So I'm really proud of you for getting confused, getting it, getting confused again, understanding it, at least you're actualizing the ability to create a different you. And you're right, all of this is a hell of a pill to swallow. But let's start swallowing our own spit so that we don't have to swallow the crap of other people. What? Who advised you that? I was advised if you allow them to come back, they will. Oh, yes, yes. Oh, okay, I get it now. And by the way, I'm not talking in all relationships. I want to be really clear what you all are hearing. I'm talking about relationships that is not blood related, right? I'm not talking about you and your children, right? So let's be really clear as to the message that you're hearing. I was very clear when I said when you're in a relationship. So that's full stop, okay? I'm talking about relationships that you do not have blood identity with. And I'm talking about romantic relationships, all right? There are blood relationships, children, mothers, cousins. Blood relationships are a little bit different to organize. And let's just package that left, right? Because I want to be very, very sensitive when I'm talking about family. So I'm not talking about families today. I'm talking about relationships that you do not have blood ties with. You may want some blood ties with them, like marriage and making children, but we always date a stranger. Always. Period. I was advised if you allow them to come back, they will do it better. And so let me be clear. They will hurt you again better. Is that what you're saying, Tunisia? Do it better, meaning you're going to get hurt by someone better. I think that's what you're saying. I think. Hold on a second. Let's see. Self acceptance and loving ourselves is the key. Yes. But it takes practice. It's not overnight. There'll be many tears when you're going to say, why doesn't anybody love me? Many, many tears. You're right. The fantasy and the illusion. The fantasy, the illusion go together. And then there's the facts. It's all the power of choice and allowing the growth and knowing we deserve to love ourselves better. Yes. That experience with that ex 5 years ago showed me a lot about myself and caused me to grow. Yes. Would you take him back, Nita? Because you are not who you were 5 years ago. Would you take him back if he showed up again? You don't have to answer it. The whole purpose of you and I doing this together, everyone, is to grow, is to remember when someone did you wrong and to never invest in that. I get it, Tanisha. They will know how to cheat or lie because they know what to say or do better. Yes, the next time around. Absolutely, sweetie. Oh, I tried to go back 5 years ago. I would never today. Got it. Got it. Sometimes you have to reinvest to learn, but rest assured, when you break up with somebody, let it be the end, the very end. Let it go. All right. I hope I'm not being too hard on anyone. I don't. And if someone has had an experience where they broke up, and listen to what I'm saying, it has to be not that your parents separated you, right? Because I get that a lot. Well, 16, 17, the parents moved away. And no, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about where someone treated you horribly. I mean, annihilated you, called you out your face, which is a pet peeve of mine. Do not call me out my face. Because, by the way, I've already gathered up some words to give to you, but I don't use them. So if you call me out my face, you in trouble. You in trouble because I've got words. Thank you, Tanisha. You telling the truth. Nita says, I'm loving this. You're not being too hard at all. My stance on exes, erase and replace. Exactly. All right. Let me get back to somewhere. Let me just make sure I know where I am. Oh, okay. Let me see. Okay, I'm back to these are simply different versions, different twists on the same theme, love and fear. Think on this deeply and you will see that it's true. This is what I call the sponsoring thought. It is either a thought of love or fear. This is the thought behind the thought behind the thought. It is the first thought. It's prime force. It's the raw energy that drives the energy of the human experience. I just want to stop there for a minute because I want to tell you guys that when you're meeting a stranger, they are sizing you up. Are they sizing you up for love? Are they sizing you up to take advantage of you? And that's where we get caught. Because if they're sizing you up to take advantage of you, then they have to measure you. And then they have to figure out how do they get over on you. Oh, this is what you like? Because we tell people what we want. Well, don't hurt me because the last person hurt me and cheated on me. Oh, you have a fear of being cheated upon? Check. I check that in the box. I would never cheat on you. I'm not that type of guy. But they're sizing you up. So why are they sizing you up? Are they sizing you up because you have an education, because you have money, you have a good job, you're walking around driving a Mercedes? They are measuring you. Period. However, you too are measuring them. Period. Oh, he got a good job. He be wearing Nikes. He be looking so good. He got a big ding, 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 ding. Mm-hmm. You're measuring all of that too. Love doesn't show up anywhere in the beginning. Fear does. Fear shows up first, always, not love. Fear. Will he like me? He's so pretty. He's so gorgeous. Will she want me to be with her? I don't know. All right. And here is how human behavior produces repeat experiences after repeat experiences. It is why humans love, then destroy, then love again. Always there is the swing from one emotion to the other. Love sponsors fear, sponsors love, sponsors fear. Wow. This is heavy. And the reason is found in the first lie, you're about to go there, people. The lie which you hold as the truth about God, that God cannot be trusted, that God's love can never be depended upon, that God's acceptance of you is conditional, that the ultimate outcome is thus in doubt. For if you cannot depend on God's love to always be there, on whose love can you depend? If God retreats and withdraws when you do not perform properly, will not mere mortals also? And so it is in that moment you pledge your highest love and greet your greatest fear. For the first thing you worry about after saying, I love you, is whether you'll hear it back. And if you hear it back, then you begin to immediately to worry that the love you have just found, you will lose. Even as you seek to defend yourself against the loss of God. Yet, if you knew who you are, that you are the most magnificent, the most remarkable, the most splendid being God has ever created, you would never fear. For who could reject such a wondrous magnificence? Not even God could find fault in such a being. But you do not know who you are, and you think you are at a great deal less. And where did you get the idea of how much less than magnificent you are? From the only people whose word you would take on everything, from your mother and your father. These are the people who love you the most. Why would they lie to you? Yet have they not told you that you are too much of this and not enough of that? Have they not reminded you that you are to be seen and not heard? Have they not scolded you in some of the moments of your greatest exuberance? And did they not encourage you to set aside some of your wildest imaginings? These are the messages you've received. And though they do not meet the criteria and are thus not messages from God, they might as well have been, for they have come from the gods of your universe. Surely enough. It was your parents who taught you that love is conditional, who have felt their conditions many times. And that is the experience you take into your own love relationship. It's also the experience you bring to me. From this experience, you draw your conclusions about me. Within this framework, you speak truth. God is a loving God, you say. But if you break his commandments, he will punish you with eternal banishment and everlasting damnation. For you have not experienced the banishment of your own parents? Do you not know the pain of their damnation? How then could you imagine it to be any different with me? You have forgotten what it was like to be loved without condition. You do not remember the experience of the love of God. And so you try to imagine what God's love must be like based on what you see of love in the world. You have projected the role of parent unto God and have thus come up with a God who judges and rewards or punishes based on how good he feels about what you've been up to. But this is a simplistic view of God based on your methodology. It has nothing to do with who I am. All right, guys, we are going to stop there. We're going to stop there. Any thoughts? That last part was kind of heavy. Let's see something. Okay. But it kind of did go in alignment by accident when I was talking about returning to past relationships. And I have to, I have to tell you, most of my readings, we always have to go back to childhood. And I always have to get them back to a place where love was disrupted in their lives, to get them to understand why they keep choosing the types of people in their lives. All right. Any thoughts? Nita, go on your date and enjoy. Have a good time. Look sexy, child. Stick your boobs up in your chin and let him salivate. Tanisha, the last part was deep, but explained a lot of our perspectives. Yeah. Whew, just breathe, guys. Just breathe. Just breathe. Breathe through your mouth and out through your nose. Breathe through your mouth and out through your nose. Breathe through your mouth and out through your nose. And let me tell you that God loves you. Let me tell you that the Creator loves you. Let me tell you God loves you. Let me tell you the universe loves you. Breathe through your nose. Take a deep breath. Breathe it out through your mouth. Breathe again through your nose. Breathe out through your mouth. God loves you. The universe loves you. The Creator loves you. Amen. 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 Oh, yeah. Let's start changing some of that part of what you are producing. This is a lot to absorb. The first meeting is something I never thought about. I always meet people with the attitude, I don't need you. But it's nice to meet you at this moment. We need everybody. I now acknowledge that as fear. Wow. Wow. Thank you for that acknowledgement. Whew. I think we got a lot of growth going on in this session. We're going to have to call them sessions now. This ain't book club. This is session. All right, guys. I love you all. You're welcome, Nita. Girl, rock that date. Don't worry about whether or not this is going to be your husband, child. You're on a date. That's it. Rock it. I love you all. Thanks for putting up with me. I'm so excited to continue to read and be inspired. And I'm so excited on you understanding love. Take it easy, guys. Bye.
Gals and guys, go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live.